Hi everyone, so this is the next color highlight video, and this one will be on PV42, which is considered to be a quinacridone violet pigment, but names vary by brand. Daniel Smith calls theirs quinacridone pink, which is the one I have. Schminke calls theirs magenta, and Old Holland calls theirs royal purple lake. So PV42 is a deep rose color and mass tone, and then it dilutes into a nice pink color. And so that makes it a decent mixing magenta color, similar to Gamma PV19. And like Quinacridone Rose and Magenta, it is transparent and it is staining and it is permanent, even if it's slightly less permanent than Quinacridone Rose and Magenta. And then one thing to note is that this pigment is less common than Quinacridone Rose and Magenta, given that those two colors are more commonly used commercially. But this is a nice alternative if you would like to try something unique. Before I make a comparison swatch to Gamma PV19, I'll do a quick dispersion test on PV42. So we can see that it's not dispersing well. I'm guessing it's just how I'm doing it more than anything, because quinacridone colors tend to disperse pretty far. So now I'll swatch my quinacridone rose next to the PV42. And from what I see is that the hues are incredibly similar, but there is a slight purplish cast in the PV42. So you could use either of these colors almost interchangeably, but PV42 could be like a fun alternative if you would like to try something new, and also something that has a slight purplish cast. So now the next thing I'll do is mix my PV42 with 6 different pigments that I have, starting with lemon yellow or PY3. And this is the only yellow I have on my palette, but I am thinking of replacing it with something more permanent when I run out of it. So when I mix PV42 with lemon yellow, I get these pretty bright oranges. And then as I add more PV42 to the mix, I get these bright red colors, making it a good choice for mixing magenta, at least on the yellow side of mixing. So my next color that I'm using is Transparent Pyrrole Orange, or PO71. And when I mix these two colors together, I get bright orangey red colors and bright red colors in general. So if you want to try a unique mixing combination, I'd recommend using magenta and orange. So my third color that I'm going to mix with is Perylene Maroon, which is a deep, dull, brownish red color. And this is recommended from handprint on a limited palette. So when I mix these two colors together, I get these deep crimson tones. So if you would like something that's permanent but has a hue similar to alizarin crimson, you can mix something like Perylene Maroon with a rose or a magenta color. The next color that I will be using is French Ultramarine, or PV29, and this color is well known for its slight purplish cast and also for its ability to neutralize brown colors. So when I mix these two colors together, I get a nice magenta first, and then as I add more blue, I get these brighter purple and violet tones. And this is something that is commonly used for like split primary palettes where they use like a rose color and then ultramarine to mix their bright purples and violets. So the next color I'll be mixing with is Phthalo Blue Green shade. This is typically made with PB15:3, but the one I have is made with PB15:4. And this is what's typically used as cyan and CMYK mixing. So when I mix these two colors together, I do get some nice magenta, purple, violet, and blue hues. Even if they might be a little bit duller than French Ultramarine, they still make pretty nice purples and violets. And that makes PV42 a good choice for a mixing magenta in a limited CMY palette. So the last color that I'm mixing with is Phthalo Green Yellow shade, which is PG36. And this color is closer to a mid or unbiased green compared to PG7. And this was also the first color I looked over in my color highlight series. So when I mix these two colors together, I get these nice neutralized mixes, indicating that they are a good complementary pair for mixing. And that is expected given that magenta and green are complementary on the color wheel. I'll give everyone some time to look over the mixes and see how PV42 works with other colors. And I'd say overall, it is a nice mixing magenta as it does make nice oranges and reds with yellow and orange. And then with my blues and cyans, it mixes nice violets and purples. And then with phthalo green, it neutralizes really well. So before I close out the video, I'll just let everyone see what PV42 and PV19 look like again. And overall, I like this color a lot. It's really nice, and I like pink colors a lot, and it mixes really well. And I would say I slightly prefer this over PV19 because of its slight purplish cast and also that it's an uncommon but interesting color. So if you want to try something new, I would say PV42 is a fun alternative to PV19. But if you just want to use PV19, that's totally fine because these colors are close to being interchangeable. I hope you found this video helpful on PV42, and next time I'll be going over Cobalt Violet for the color highlight series.